Hey everybody, what's going on? Junkyard here, and welcome to a very special edition of Cooking with Junk. Today I'm going to be making my super top secret junk eggs, which is primarily made up of a bunch of secret items that you won't find out until we're cooking. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take 3 eggs. Now I said I was going to make junk eggs, but this is actually going to be an omelet. Now we're not making the eggs the way you usually would make eggs. What we're going to do is we're going to take these tongs and crack the eggs, specially in order to make junk eggs. So we're just going to pop these right here, and like that. You know, you'll get a bit of a splatter going all across the place, but that's okay. That's the whole point of making junk eggs, is it's going to get a little bit messy. So we're just going to crush these other ones. Try to avoid splatter after the first 2, because the first 2, you know, it makes enough mess to clean up later. So we're just going to put 4 eggs, crushed, junk egg style. Now look at that. Oh, that just looks so good. You know, the yolk mixes around. And it's gonna be really good and make it very, very tasty for later. Now, you know, usually you wouldn't want to keep the eggshells in, but again, these are junk eggs. So we're gonna keep those in there. Next, since we got our 4 eggs in there, we're just gonna want to add a healthy dose of salt, pepper, you know, the regular ingredients. Just keep going into your heart's content. Maybe you can shake these along to like the tune of a song, like do 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 do. Do 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 do. And when the song ends, you just stop shaking it. You know, give it a little bit of a stir, you know, just to get it mixed up a little bit. Crush the shells. We don't want to pulverize the shells. We just want to get them crushed. We still want the shells to be kind of in a chunky form once we do cook it. Alrighty, so that looks good and mixed. Now, you don't know exactly when it's going to be fully mixed, but once it starts kind of looking pulpy, but you don't want the yolk completely mixed in with the white. Add the next ingredient. This is actually just a little bit of cold leftover macaroni and cheese. You don't want, you know, uncooked macaroni and cheese. And you don't want it hot. You want it cold. So you want it at least a day old. Put a little bit in there. Oh, that's looking good already. Then after that, just some ketchup and some Whoppers. Here we go. Yeah, you don't want a whole lot of ketchup, but you want plenty of Whoppers. I'm telling you, this is going to be just great stuff right here. Great, great stuff. We got that pretty well mixed up. We do want to start crushing the Whoppers. This is going to be kind of hard to do, so probably not going to do that. Usually, these have been in the fridge because I brought them home from the store and they started melting, so I stuck them in the fridge. Usually you would ideally want them not cold or hard, so they're easier. You could microwave them, but you know, I'm a purist and my junk eggs do not have anything microwaved in them. Now the next step, and probably the most important of the dish, is you want to microwave a piece of Texas toast in the microwave for about 2 minutes. So that's going to get nice and cooking, but while we're doing that, we're going to start on the stove. Now this is a non-stick pan, but we're going to prime it with a little bit of butter. Set the burner to about 6. We're just going to put a healthy little chunk of butter here to prime the pan here and make sure nothing sticks. Again, it's a non-stick pan, but you know, you never can be too sure. So we're just spreading this around. And there's the Texas toast, but we'll get to that in a second. Alright, well that's spread around in there enough. You can leave that little chunk in there, it'll add to the flavor. You want to just pour what we got there right into the pan. Spread out the Whoppers a little bit. You want a nice even spread. You don't want them to stick and melt together. Yeah, that should be good. So we're gonna let that get a little eggy, a little cooked, a little keggy, as I call it. So yeah, we're gonna let that cook and solidify up a little bit before we start adding in more special secret junk ingredients. I'm so excited! And while that's going, a little bit more salt and pepper. Alright, so it's starting to cook a little bit. You're gonna get a little bit of congealing going on, and that's when you want to add a little bit of Mountain Dew. You know, this is science, people. It's science. It doesn't look that appetizing, but for the love of God, it's going to be delicious. Again, just mixing it up a little bit. Oh, we're starting to get some activity. It's alive! Oh. It's going to start frothing around the corners, and that's just the Mountain Dew. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing. It's the Mountain Dew cohesing with the egg. And that's exactly what you want it to do. What it is it's reaching a boiling point, and it's starting to just congeal on the outer edges of the pan. So So we're starting to get a simmer sound going on, and it's definitely starting to solidify. That's when we add the pizza bites. Now, this is kind of my secret weapon. They're pizza bites, but we're going to do a bit of a twist on the pizza bites because they're going to be pizza bites, but we're going to cover them in whipped cream. So, you have the pizza bites, and you just want to rest it on the top there. So, you get the next one. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that beauty. Now, this is just going to, it's more of a decoration than really part of the dish. But let me tell you, it makes it look great. Here, let's get one more for being even. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Perfection. So pretty much it's starting to take like a cake-like form, and it's actually looking pretty good right there. It's actually smelling quite delicious. Alrighty, well, it's getting close to be done. We're going to just take a little bit of heat off and just let it sit here for a second. See, the top is still a little bit moist. You want it to let it kind of cook all the way through. Alright, that's pretty much as far as we go in the pan. We're going to turn the heat off, take it off the heat, let it sit for a couple minutes. You know, we got a nice little gelatinous top going on there, but that's exactly what you want. We're just going to leave this here and let it cool down for a second. That smells delicious. Now it's pretty much stopped bubbling. We got a nice little jiggle going on there. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't wait to eat this. I have all this stuff that I told you I was putting on there, but then, well, I forgot about the Texas toast. What are we gonna do with this? Well, that's actually the best part. We're actually going to cut into fours. Let's see here. Give it a nice little cut down the center here. And then we're gonna dish the plate here. Actually, might try one of these Whoppers to see if it was fully cooked here. Eat it right off the... Still crunchy. So now we've got it separated into fours, we're just gonna try to get this up here. It's like a pizza pretty much. We got the 4 pieces. Oh, it's still steaming too. Look at that. Look at that. Dished up. Oh yeah. Now you might be worried a little bit about the drip we got going on here, but don't worry about that. Oh, we held it too long. A little faux pas going on there. Sorry about that. This one will not be so bad. Yes, it will be. Okay. Well, the first 2, we don't really need all 4 pieces. We'll just use the first 2. Just look at that. Beautiful. Beautifully plated. Looks good. But, again, there's a secret with the Texas toast. It's a sandwich. Needless to say, keep cooking.
John's in Canada. John's in Canada. John's in Canada.
Juicy.
John. John's in Canada.